In this episode of the SWOT analysis of Champions Trophy teams, we are going to talk about a side which has failed to win a CT match since 2009. Can you guess?
It's definitely not a minnow.
Multiple time world champions.
10 ICC trophies they won in total.
Mighty!
The Aussies.
The mighty Aussie.
Yeah, I mean, imagine 2009, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram were not even born.
Facebook would have been.
Facebook, I think 1 or 2 years
But I
old
get
it
your
might have been.
sentiment.
Yeah. We still were operating on Orkut. There was no 5G.
There was no chat GPT.
There was no chat GPT. There was no 5G. There was no other major things. YouTube still wasn't going on in big
And
things.
Siddharth Vishwanathan was tolerable back then.
Yeah. I was in some other. Oh, in fact, I had just begun my journey in the industry. Yes. Shots fired, huh? Am I looking like Australia to you, where you have to sledge me every single time? Where you and Gulati combined have to do it. But yes, no laughing matter. Australia.
No, at this time, I can only think of one thing, that he's Michael Clark and he's James Anderson, and it's about get ready for a broken arm.
Get ready for a broken arm. Although there have been even further milder things that have happened. So get ready for some more sledging. By the way, 5,600 plus days ago, Australia last won a Champions Trophy event. They didn't win a single thing in 2013. They didn't win a single match in 2017. 8 years later, they now are fit to make a retired 11, which will be dominated by them also. Because
That we have to analyze their squad. We don't have to troll them.
we're not trolling them. See, which team can you call them as the favorites when 6 out of their top guys who helped them win 2021 and 2023 are not in? Look at it. Marcus Stoinis retired. There is no Mitchell Marsh. There is no Cameron Green. There is no Hazelwood, Stark, Cummins.
Let's cut to their squad.
When any side loses these 6 players of pedigree, can you say that they are one of the favorites heading into the Champions Trophy, which is straight up, I will say, and this question need not be asked before. I already see them. Yes, I know they are the Aussies. I know they are the greatest side ever in cricket. But I don't see this side making it to the next rounds.
Yeah.
Primarily because,
Yeah, before we get to it, let's just run our run the team by our viewers. Steve Smith is going to be the captain. Sean Abbott, Alex Carey, Ben Dwarshuis, Nathan Ellis, Jake Fraser McGurk, Aaron Hardy, Travis Head, Josh Inglis, Spencer Johnson, Manus Labuschagne, Glenn Maxwell, Tanveer Sangha, Matthew Short, and Adam Zampa.
5 of those players have won tournaments.
It'll be a first, in fact, since 2015 that you read out an Australian squad that doesn't mention a Pat Cummins, Josh Hazelwood, and Amit Stark. In fact, the only one player that is around when you talk about a quartet of sorts is Adam Zampa, who still makes it. But from 2015, if you're talking about
Only
a pace
Steve
attack
Smith.
and Australian side, it's the first time that the bowling unit in Australia doesn't have one of these 3 players. Otherwise, you've always had a Stark, a Cummins, or a Hazelwood. Now, how do you recover from that point? How does any captain, if you tell them, okay, Pat Cummins will give an injury update, 2 weeks later you're told you don't have Pat Cummins, Steve Smith. A day after that you're told, okay, you may not have Hazelwood as well. A week later you're being told, forget that you'll have a Stark as well with a new ball. Steve Smith would be like, what are you guys even giving me in that case?
I mean, you got only 5 guys who won ICC events in this current squad. I mean, Steve Smith has won it all. He's the only guy who's won World Cups, T20 World Cups, and the World Test Championship. Travis Head, we know in 2023 what he did. Adam Zampa has won you 2021 and 2023. Maxwell's been there in 2021 and 2023. Also, I think he was there in 2015 also. Glenn
Yeah, he
Maxwell.
was.
He was. Then Manus Labuschagne won you in 2023. The list ends there. Josh Inglis was there in the squad. He did play that crucial match in the semi-final. So that's why, looking at it, this Australian team in the bowling lineup and looking at the performances that they had against Sri Lanka doesn't inspire me any kind of confidence. And this is Australia. Yet again, I reiterate.
But Siddharth, there were spinners that outdid them in Pakistan.
yeah.
In Pakistan, where they'll be playing their matches, they may not be tested by spin that much.
Agreed, but then see, if their batters step up, can the bowlers stop the flow of runs? I mean, that's my major concern. Because see, I have a confidence in Nathan Ellis. See, the biggest weakness is their bowling lineup.
Pace bowling.
Inexperience, pace bowling lineup. Because see, Nathan Ellis has had success, but it's been too sporadic. Ben Dwarcius, hardly any experience. Aaron Hardy, expensive. Spencer Johnson, still untested. With 4 bowlers in that sense, and you're going with Adam Zampa, Glenn Maxwell, and Travis Head as your potential spinners. Zampa definitely, but who's the backup to Zampa? When you look at it, Hazelwood.
Is Sangha?
But
It
will
is.
Tanveer Sangha start? That
No,
is-
he's not.
I don't
Backup.
think so.
Backup.
Because no, I'm looking at in the 11 who's going to back him up. If you want to apply
no,
pressure.
that is pretty sorted. When Zampa's bowling, if he bowls 10, the other 10 you will get from Travis Head and from Glenn Maxwell. There's no other way.
Yeah.
Something that we saw regularly during the 2023 ODI World Cup also, because Maxwell was used more as a bowler by Australia at that time. But I think we
Same with
talked...
Travis Head. There
Yes.
are 2 wickets that he picked in the semi-final.
True.
The one thing that I feel does go in Australia's favour right now is the form of Steve Smith.
Yeah.
Steve Smith, the captain, Steve Smith's form are 2 factors you can't look past. But
Are we
is
guilty
this
of messing up the formats, mixing up the formats? Because he's been good form in tests. But in ODIs, it's been very hit and miss for Steve Smith. Look at Pakistan, look at the series that he's
the
played in.
momentum is with him, I feel, Siddharth. Him as the captain as well, he can get results from this team as well. That is something with him as a captain. He's a proven captain. That way, you don't doubt Steve Smith. But is that going to be enough for him to take this team forward? Because I remember all of us talking in this room as well. When we were naming our top 4 from the other group, most of us had picked Australia. But now, with all 3 gone, back then I think it was only Pat Cummins who was ruled out.
Even Hazelwood was
Even
very
but you had a Stark you could have trusted, because he can, if he gives you 3 wickets at the top, which he so often can, especially on big days. It's difficult to look past Australia, but now I think they're terribly weakened, and maybe Steve Smith, his captaincy alone may not be enough, because see, the thing is there's 4 players I can identify that become bankable in such a situation, and they're all batters. To an extent, maybe if I can make it 5, maybe an Adam Zampa I'll also add, because he can really come in handy. But you need a Steve Smith, a Travis Head to step up. You need a Labuschagne. If he makes it to the 11, there are question marks over there. I think Alex Carey could really be a difference maker. And then you've got an Adam Zampa, because otherwise the names that we've been hearing so often, the Aaron Hardys and the likes of Sean Abbott, hit and miss, all of them, Jake Fraser McGurk, have Matthew Short for that matter, none of them have really set the stage on fire, and that's where I think Australia campaigns head into that uncertain territory, because the proven match winners aren't there, and a couple of these guys have question marks over them.
There are only 4 major strengths for Australia, and it's only individual, unfortunately. It's not as a unit.
Yeah.
Travis Head, he will always be there as one of the most dangerous players in there. You have Steve Smith as a captain, but then again, his white ball form is slightly misleading as compared to red ball form. Red ball form, he's been fantastic. Maxwell, but again, he can be extreme like a match winner, or he can be extremely bad.
Yeah.
If this was in a different era, Glenn Maxwell would have fitted into the Pakistan template far more. Mercurial to the core. You don't know which Maxwell will turn up. And the 4th strength that I look at it is Adam Zampa. But Zampa's strength is neutralized by the fact that in the 11, who will back him up? Because you had others who could turn up the pressure and maintain the flow of runs. He can do well, but who's there as a backup? The bowling is under strength totally. The batters are very inconsistent. You saw in the Sri Lanka series, yes, spinning conditions, maybe in Pakistan you'll get slightly better conditions. But you are encountering a South Africa attack that is low on confidence. England are anyway woefully low on confidence. How will they tackle Afghanistan?
Yeah.
Because Afghanistan have pushed them to the limit in 2 ICC events. One,
Afghanistan probably has the best spin bowling attack in this tournament.
exactly.
Yeah.
Rashid Khan is there. Of course, we don't
Ahmed.
have the other spinner in Allah
Allah Ghazanfar,
Ghazanfar.
yeah.
Allah Ghazanfar isn't there. So, But still, Afghanistan are the team that they'll have to be very, very about in that group. Not England that much, but yes, with Australia in current form, England and South Africa start on an even keel. Which is why I feel these are the four strengths for Australia. Otherwise, it's only weakness. And there is opportunity for the others to catch up. And that is also the threat. We don't know how Australia will fare in those conditions.
I think I feel that there are only two strengths for Australia, Travis Head and Adam Zampa. I don't really feel, Glenn Maxwell at this particular point in time inspires any confidence.
But he
because
can
of his
do
previous,
that.
Form also. Yeah, obviously he can do that. Ask Afghanistan.
Exactly. He can turn it on. If he wants to in a major ICC event, he can turn it on in a big way. But that's what... I know Alex Carey could be the difference maker, but then where will you fit him?
The only point
See,
with Alex
he comes
Carey,
in, I think, only if... Then I think Labuschagne will have to make way.
I basically have an unpopular opinion. I would be tempted to open with Alex Carey and Travis Head. I think it's going to be a good combination.
It is a good combination. Yes. I mean, see, the problem. I cannot or open with Jake Fraser-McGurk. But again,
I think he has been found out.
He's been
it's
found out.
It's as simple as that.
Yes.
The only reason why he is in the squad because you don't really have the first choice players.
Yes. Because I think, I don't mind going with that. Yes, it would be a bold
Alex Carey. See, remember Alex Carey, he did open for Australia in 2019 when Warner and Steve Smith were facing those 1-year bans.
Yeah.
So I think for Australia, there are more weaknesses than strengths. Obviously, we have discussed more about it. But one of the most important opportunities or the potential opportunities that Australia have is in the name of Alex Carey. So the point is that if they can utilize Alex Carey, the batter, very well, it's going to be good. Remember, the only reason why Carey was dropped from the playing 11 for the 2023 ODI World Cup was because of his batting and Josh English.
No, but he's played a lot of
ahead
domestic cricket, Alex Carey, and
he
he's really
has
up.
form also.
Yes.
No, but we are mixing formats here. The only point here is that if Australia can use Alex Carey, the batter very well, I think he could really be the difference maker.
So, before we proceed ahead, do you see Australia making it to the semi-finals? I honestly have said I don't see them making it.
I definitely see Australia winning their first Champions Trophy match in a gap of 16 years, but I don't see them progressing to the top 4.
The only thing is, while I was very clear that this is a side that will make it to the top 4, now though with the inexperience in this fast bowling department, I think the batting could come good at some point for sure because of the wickets that they'll be playing on as well. The batters may not be tested that much, but it's in those conditions where batting is so easy that you need the bowlers to then step up. You need variety from the bowlers. You need the bowlers to apply themselves, and that may just not be the thing now with Australia. They're just lacking a lot of experience. One could argue because they're Australia, they could huff and puff into the semi-finals, and I won't put it past this Australian side. But if I have to give my prediction, I will have to take them out of my top 4.
Yeah,
but making a bit of a U-turn here, but the developments have been such that it becomes very difficult. Also, they're in the tougher group. Remember,
I don't think there's a tough.
Things would have been different for me also. Had all the players, first choice players would have been there, I think Australia would have made it for me.
I was tempted. See why I said that they are not there as one of the favorites. Even at the very beginning, also, I got a lot of flack for it also. The thing is, they have not won series in the subcontinent. They have lost 2-1 in Asia against India before the World Cup. They lost 2-1 to Pakistan in the last bilateral series that was played.
They're giant killers.
I know, but then the giant needs some weapons. I think all their weapons have been blunted this time around. And you can't rely on individual brilliance to take you through. I mean, India found out the hard way. When Shikhar Dhawan used to score plenty of runs, they didn't win all the Champions trophies. They just won one.
The only way they're making some real noise in the tournament is if you have a hero every single match. So you need a Steve Smith to fire. You need Travis Head to win you not one match against India, which I'm just saying because it just has to happen if they're playing against
He's
India.
facing one opponent in blue, which is England. So he can prosper against them.
No, basically the point.
So you need individuals. You will have to have there'll be a match where you need 150 from Travis Head. Then other match will probably need another 120 from Steve Smith. Third match, you'll need a Zampa to be picking up a 5-for.
And you'll need Maxwell to chip in with an audacious knock.
You will need these brilliant performances,
because
individual performances.
Before we wind this up, the only problem I see, the pitches in Pakistan. What if it's a 350 plus wicket? Your bowlers will struggle. Your bowlers don't have the firepower. What if it's that Karachi kind of a wicket?
I
in the
think
final?
every time that Australia play in Pakistan, I think they would be the team, regardless of the conditions, they would want to chase because it's the batting. You never, because of this bowling unit, you may not be sure of how many runs are comfortable for the bowlers or could secure me victory. But you give them a target because it's between the two facets, batting, bowling. It's the batting that can win the matches over here. Doubt it can be the bowling.
Bowling, exactly. So yes, all three of us have discounted the fact
What
that
are we doing? There's something wrong with the analysis that we're doing because every time we've had a very clear opinion.
I'm just coming
It's
to
been
that.
3-zip.
Yeah, I'm just coming to that. Australia, looking at the current squad, doesn't inspire us confidence. But it has been shown in the past, take Australia for granted at your own peril. They could turn up a switch and then say, okay, only 4 guys, no problem, we'll win you games.
No,
That
but
can also
most of
happen.
their opponents would know one thing, that if they get rid of Travis Head early,
Yes.
they would basically get rid of 50% of Australia's army.
Exactly, which is why I think it's 3-zip for us when it comes to top 4 in the semi-final race. But even if they make it, don't be surprised. It's Australia. They have won 10 ICC events. The only team to complete a Grand Slam in the ICC. Let's see how this Champions Trophy fares for them. Can they? I think they will win a match, but I don't think they're making it to the semi-final as well. So yes, that is the Australia strengths, weakness, and analysis for you guys. Do you agree with it? You can write to us in the comments below. So see you soon. More videos coming your way from Sports Today.
Bye-bye.